Good evening, folks. I'm here to help you out on any independent survival you may need to help yourself out when anything collapses, that being the government or anybody that's helping you get your food, water, safety, and all sorts of things that many people take for granted. Alright, medicinal uses. So, if any healthy individuals have some problems, which everybody does every day, all over the place, here are some very helpful plants that'll help you get through your problems. Now, taking them won't cure them all, but they will certainly help with anything you got. Now, with shelter, it is very important that you have any sort of shelter within few hours, depending on where you're at. Now, if you're in the desert or the tundra, you're going to need to build any sort of shelter ASAP. So, let's get started with forest survival. Now, if you have trees and shrub and any leaves all around you, you should be in pretty good shape, and it shouldn't be that hard. You can just, take some trees, branches, and get any debris around you. Use the trees for support, branches, and put leaves around you, and you'll be in pretty good shape. Now, for the tundra, the best thing to do is get some snow around you, kind of build an igloo, or dig a hole and hide there, because being out in the weather will not help you at all. When it comes to being in the desert, your best chance, since it's possible that you're out in the open, like the Sahara or any open desert that doesn't have a whole lot of life. Best way to get out of there is to get any sand on your skin, because at this point anything's better than nothing. Now, going hungry is one thing you don't want happening to you. Now, you can go a while without it, but it's always important to bear in mind that you need food to get through any day. If you're building shelter, you're burning off lots of calories. Depending on where you're at, several thousand calories a day. Now, when you are getting any sort of food, it's good to have being prepped and getting any canned food with you. That way you can start thinking about what you want to plant permanently as a crop. So as you see here, you got all sorts of wheat, carrots, kale, and all sorts of stuff. And if you can get the seeds online at a store, that'd be awesome. Or else growing them will require any exploration and possibly collecting seeds elsewhere out in the wild. This is important. Now, without it, you're going to be in trouble if people just come by and steal any of your stuff. You don't want that happening. So, therefore, it's good to have something to let them know that you're not a pushover and you're going to really fight to get them off you. So therefore, it can be anything. Beats your fist, you know what I mean? You just have to be creative. Use whatever you can. And that could be a spear, it could be a blow dart, have a little fun with it if you want. Water. Now, you can't get 3 days without it, so start thinking about it as soon as you're out in the wild. If you have bottled water, you're in good shape, and you can even use it to collect more rainwater if you can. So, distilling water, and this is if you find any ocean water, some lake water, because you can't always trust it. It's not very. You can't drink it with confidence. So by distilling it, you're in good shape. Or you can use your shirt, any sort of net, clothing to stuff sand, rocks, charcoal, and once you pour water down that, you're in good shape too. Or you can distill it in any way, shape, or form by putting a bag over some sort of vegetation or anything like that. Because eventually the water will evaporate, and that evaporated water, which many people like to call solar distilling, obviously the sun, you can use that to get any water that you can use that would be safe to drink. So I hope that was helpful to you, and keep that in mind whenever you're out by yourself or with anybody. You just want these skills to help you through the hard times, per se. You have a good rest of your evening, folks.